Hi, and welcome to this reading. Today's reading is a collective reading based on some information that has been coming through over the past few days. I'm an intuitive tarot reader, so I receive messages prior to a reading, normally through downloads, through songs, through things that I'm watching on TV, movies, or TV series. I'll draw together that information and then I will pull some cards to clarify. On my channel, all of the cards that I use are my own designs. I'm an illustrator as well, so over the past few years, I've been called to create my own range of tarot and oracle decks, and that's what you see on this channel. If you are drawn to any of those, the links to them can be found in the description box. Now, as I said, this is a collective reading. I don't really know where I'm going with this. I'm just going to see what information comes through. I am going to be using one of my activation cards, which is part of a new deck that I have just released. It's a small deck of 8 cards, and each drawing, obviously, as I said, I'm an illustrator, so each drawing is designed for meditation, for somebody who is intuitive to draw through messages that come through the imagery on this particular card, or whichever card you choose in that deck. So this year is the 888 portal, which is why these have been released now, because I created them in last year's 88 portal, which is why there's 8 cards. The original drawings for these are huge, big art pieces, and obviously the designs have been placed on the card. On the back of the card, we have the Angel of Light and the Angel of Freedom. Now, obviously, my first language is my only language is English, but that is Arabic for the Angel of Light, the Angel of Freedom. The cards designed to illuminate things and the freedom to listen to the intuitive messages that you receive from these cards. So I'm using this today specifically because the messages that are coming through or have been coming through the last few days are quite having trouble piecing them together. So I'm going to see what else I get from this imagery. Also, while I was doing my pre-shuffle to this reading, putting away all the things from the previous reading, this particular tile fell on the floor. So I do use Scrabble tiles for further clarification in readings. This is the number O, or the letter O. Why did I say the number O? 0 could be significant. The letter O with the number 1. So that may be significant. I'm going to give you the messages that were coming through. First of all, I was hearing the Spanish Inquisition. I've been hearing that for days. I didn't know what the Spanish Inquisition was. I had heard of it, but I didn't know what it was. So I went and did some investigation. It is a period from the mid-1400s to the mid-1500s where Spain as a nation, and Spain as a nation I think was much bigger than the actual country of Spain at the time, Catholic ruled, and in alignment or in conjunction with the Catholic Church, the Spaniards drove out, either tortured, killed, or drove out, and they were Catholic, either tortured, killed, or drove out all of the Muslims and the Jews from Spain. And some of the torture was horrendous. They would actually invite the town, send out pamphlets and invite the town to come and witness. I'm hearing I am your witness. I'm just looking at this card as I'm talking. To witness these people. And if you look at these images in here, now this particular card is called Kaleidoscope. And I chose it for a reason in terms of drawing on the images for this reading. If you look at those, it almost looks like stained glass windows. A kaleidoscope is a collection of, well, it's one image that is distorted. It's one image that's distorted over, well, through a lens. It's distorted through a lens so that you see many images. When you think about the Abrahamic religions or the Abrahamic faith, it is one faith that is spread out over 3 religions, which is Christianity, Catholicism, or a component of Catholicism. Well, no, sorry. Catholicism is a component of Christianity. So Christianity, Islam, and Judaism are all Abrahamic religions. They all believe in the same God. They all believe, theoretically, there are some variations as to, but they all believe in Mary, they all believe in Noah, in Moses. They all believe that there was a man called Jesus. They all have the one God. But through the Spanish Inquisition, through the lens of one of those, which was the Catholics, who were ruling Spain at the time, they distorted things so that unless you were Catholic, you couldn't remain in Spain. And so, as I said, they either murdered them, and I'm talking hundreds of thousands of people, murdered them, tortured them, or displaced them because of one distorted lens. I was hearing the song Blinding Lights, Blinded by the Lights. Sin City is cold and lonely. Something about, and if you think about the Spanish, something devilish. Sin City is the devil. Something devilish that's happening because of somebody's blinded ambition, somebody's, and I'm seeing when you get a horse and they put are they called the blinkers on a horse, and it kind of shields their eyes so that they can't see anything else, almost that distorted lens of the kaleidoscope. And look, we got 3. 1, 2, 3. The 3 Abrahamic faiths. Now, as I said, this is collective reading. And I don't know where I'm going with it. I could be picking up on the energy, and maybe that's what I'm picking up on, the energy of the collective. But individually, this could be something that's happening. Some sort of distortion that is happening. Now, I also got Noah. I kept hearing Noah. And in the story of Noah, God was upset with the immorality of people on the earth. So he told Noah to go and build an ark, and he said, take 2 of every living thing, because we're going to have a new beginning. I have been getting tsunami messages through for the past couple of years, tsunamis, earthquakes. And I'm hearing the word clean slate. Despair is what I'm getting, and that we don't all fit into the one mold. We're meant to be different. If you think about Noah, he took 2 of every animal onto that boat. If we were meant to be the same, he just would have taken everybody that was the same as him. Spain was meant to have different people. If I look at, and it's this big thing at the moment, are you this or are you that? If I look at my own family, we are a multicultural family. I'm a different cultural background, very, very different, and visually very different from my husband. And within our family, our family is also multi-faith. So we have Catholic and Muslim within our family. And this idea that people can't align with each other because they are different is archaic. Evolution of the soul is what I was getting. Now, the other thing I do prior to a reading is I do a random shuffle on a playlist of Gregorian chants. Gregorian chants clear energy. So if you're feeling like you just need a bit of clean air is what I'm hearing, put on Gregorian chants. Even if you don't like it, put it on very, very low, and it will clear the energy. The other thing that clears energy, which I learned the other day, is animals, pets, because they're low to the ground. They clear the energy around your house, but the lower areas of your house. Clearing energy. Might be time to clear some energy. But when I put on Gregorian chants, I got the song Audifilia. Now, Audifilia was, it's all in Latin. Audifilia was a letter that was sent by the Pope, I think, in the 1200s, 1260. I did a bit of research. In the 1260s, it was sent by a Pope to one of the queens and I'm not sure which country because there's varying different, obviously the further you go back in historical data, the less accurate information there is, purely because things have been lost. So it was a letter that was sent to one of the queens, a queen of a country, and from what I took from it, she was one religion, but she had fallen in love, even though she was married, she had fallen in love with somebody from another religion and from a different class to her. And so the church, with these stained glass windows, the church got involved, looking through what was happening in her life through the distorted lens of the church, of how they saw it, through their light, angel of light. There's some sort of inquiry, Spanish Inquisition, there's some sort of inquiry that's happening that is being looked at through a distorted lens. A new beginning coming. 0 is the Fool card. The Fool card is Uranus. Uranus is earthquakes. What happens when you have a massive earthquake? You have a tsunami. Let's have a look. That's Noah. The Empress. It's number 3. Kind, loving, nurturing, Venus energy. 5 of Pentacles, number 5, change. 5 of Pentacles is Mercury in Taurus. Taurus is the month of May. We're currently in the month of May. Mercury is communication. 6 of Cups. Something from the past returning. Now, it could be a piece of information. It could be a person. It could be somebody who was trapped. A tsunami of information coming forward, because somebody now realizes they've been looking through something through a distorted lens. The other thing I got was in high school, now I didn't do history, which is why I had to go and look at what the Spanish Inquisition was. Knight of Pentacles, that is Saturn in Capricorn. Learning, information coming forward that you're learning about. Knight of Pentacles. Getting back to what I was saying, the ancient history teacher at our school, her name was Sister Regina. Now, Regina means queen, empress. And I was talking about song Audi Filia, was a letter the Pope sent to a queen. So Sister Regina, she was this little old nun. Now, as I said, I didn't take ancient history. I took the art classes. Ancient history was way above my pay grade. But she would have been 4 foot. She was so tiny. And I think at the time at school, she had been teaching there for 30 years. She almost looked like Mother Teresa. She was in her 90s. And when I was at school, there was no such thing as the internet. The information that you got was from encyclopedias that your family had from, at home. That they were the prized possession in the family, which meant that everybody that went to that encyclopedia to get information was gathering that information through the distorted lens of whatever encyclopedia series was in your house. Something from a distorted lens. 3 of Pentacles, that just wanted to pop. 8 of Pentacles on the bottom. Something that you've built on. 3 of Pentacles. Something that you've built on. 8 of Pentacles is something that you've built on. Something that you've built on has been built on a distorted lens. Collectively, even if you look at the Abrahamic faiths currently and all the mess that's happening between America and Israel and Palestine, each individual party within what's happening collectively on a global scale. Now, as I said, it could be something that's happening on a personal level for you, but each comes in from their own distorted lens. The other card I was seeing was the Tower card. And I was hearing breaking generational curses. Yeah. 10 of Swords, which is the Sun in Gemini. So illuminating things. So choices. Gemini is the choice card. Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is a gift from God. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. A gift from God. Maybe a realization that things from the, oh my goodness, that things from the past. Look at that, Six of Cups. Six of Cups. I'm going to take those. That things from the past are repeating. People are being defensive about it, and God's calling judgment. We've got to plant our seeds with the Seven of Pentacles. Where we are planting our seeds, because we had the Eight of Pentacles before, where we are planting our seeds is in distorted judgment. Why did I want to say distorted? A distorted mindset. And to move forward with the Chariot, we have to change what we see as our Ten of Pentacles. It's toxic. And the Ace of Wands underneath. It's toxic. As I was doing this reading, I was trying to light I've had so much problems this morning with lighting the candle. It keeps blowing out, and it's because where we are collectively planting our seeds is in the wrong spot. There needs to be a change. This distortion needs to change. And on the bottom, death and rebirth. Now that is judgment. Death and rebirth. The moon underneath. Collectively, we need to wake up. The moon is Pisces, Neptune. We need to actually go back down to the depths. And if I think about the North and South Node, the North and South Node have been in Aries and Libra. Well, they are in Aries and Libra for 18 months. Started back in midway through 2023. Will go through until January 2025. The North Node is where we are headed, which is this Ace of Wands, which is Mars, the Tower energy. Where we are headed. The South Node, which is Libra, which is this Judgment card here. Not that Judgment is Libra, Judgment is Pluto. The South Node is in Libra. The things that we need to break away from. The South Node is your comfort zone. That comfort zone of being stuck in, well, you are this and you are this and you are this, and so you can't come together and be a unit. We're also in the Pluto and Aquarius transit at the moment. That is a 20-year transit. And when we are in the Pluto and Aquarius transit, we see major, major, major revolution, which is what we're seeing at the moment. We are seeing a coming together of people from all different walks of life, non-religious, pro-Palestinian, even Jewish people coming together to say no to this archaic, and I think archaic, that little old nun that used to teach history at school, this archaic thinking of how things are meant to be based on potentially what's written in the Bible. Or people's perception, their distorted perception with that kaleidoscope of how things are meant to be. A new beginning, 0, is the Fool card. That is Pluto in Aquarius. Earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanoes. And if I go back through the last Pluto and Aquarius transit, the French monarchy, so it was the French Revolution, the French monarchy was treating the French people horrendously. They were living a lavish lifestyle where the people were starving, and the people revolted because a massive volcano erupted in Iceland and spewed a plume of ash across the whole of Europe for 8 months, which meant they were starving. And so they revolted and took out the monarchy. That was in a Pluto and Aquarius transit. If I go back, there are many, many Pluto and Aquarius transits where massive, big, earth-shattering, volcanic, earthquake, tsunami things have happened. If you look at that word Noah that was coming through, that was a tsunami. He got on a boat and was on a boat for I think he was on a boat for a year, 40 days, a year, depending on how you interpret the length of days in the Bible. Something earth-shattering that's going to happen because we have been blinded by the lights. That song coming through. A new beginning. Star. It's destined. Whatever's going to happen is destined to happen. A new beginning. The Empress is Venus and Taurus. The Empress is May. Taurus is May. Something that's going to happen. Seven of Pentacles. We need to plant our seeds better. Where they're being planted, King of Pentacles, where they're being planted is not nurturing to our soul's growth. And I did get evolution of the soul. Queen of Pentacles. Single, independent, free. A Tower. Lightning. And a Five of Cups. Again, Taurus energy. 5, 5. Something about May. And on the bottom, 10 of Cups. This is what we need to be working towards, an inclusiveness and a unity. Okay, let's have a look. I'm going to get a North Node card or a South Node card, depending on what comes out. This is my Nodes of Destiny deck. South Node in Pisces. Head lost in a sky full of clouds thanks to the South Node in Pisces. Drifting off into a dreamy land of confusion. That would be what's happening today. Let's toss in a pinch of practical magic and some down-to-earth vibes. Mix those lofty dreams with a touch of reality. Say farewell to old habits and dive headfirst into a bold new adventure. We're being beckoned to make the changes. South Node is what you are releasing. When I think of Pisces, I think of the fish. And in Catholicism, the fish is a symbol of Jesus. Whatever this is, it's got a religious component to it. South Node in the first house. It's been all about putting yourself in the spotlight to uncover your true self. It's time to realize that being kind to others doesn't mean losing yourself in the process. This is where we wave goodbye to old habits to make room for personal growth. Being kind to others. So there are, for example, there are people in the Jewish community that are being condemned for being against what's happening. It doesn't mean that they have to lose themselves. They can be Jewish, but also be compassionate to somebody who is facing persecution or any form of displacement. Yeah, South Node in the fourth house. Breaking away from the cozy family nest might be tough, but it's time to spread those wings, break free from relying on others, and chase after your unique life mission. Again, it's doing away with those old frameworks. South Node in Gemini. You brainiac. With your knack for soaking up knowledge like a sponge, you've been on a cosmic quest for enlightenment. That is what's happening. Your soul is like a wise owl, perched on a pile of books, always seeking truth and answers. That is Generation Z, which is the current generation that is rebelling, as I said, with that Pluto and Aquarius transit, the current generation that is rebelling against the old structures of Generation Z is truth and knowledge seekers. The Gemini vibe is your cozy spot in the spiritual realm where you shed your old ways to make room for new growth. That's Generation Z. They're the change makers. They're the ones at the moment who are actually calling to light what's happening. South Node in Aries. Born with your South Node in Aries, flying solo feels like second nature to you. Past lives molded you into a lone wolf and with a rebellious streak. But in this life, it's all about weaving those cosmic connections. It's like a universal sweet spot where magic happens and dreams take flight. That's what they're doing. And there we go, South Node, Node of Destiny. What we are breaking away from, what we are, the distortion that has been the kaleidoscope that we are looking through. Your South Node is like a blast from the past, packed with old vibes, emotions, and connections from your previous lives. It's the cosmic energy we're learning to bid farewell to in this lifetime, breaking free from the karma of yesteryears. Think of it as our cozy spiritual nook that we must bid adieu to in order to blossom into our best selves. That's really lovely. Okay, we're going to get some, this is my Divine Messages Tarot. We're going to get some messages. Heavy burdens. Breaking free is tough. Fall from grace. Maybe like I said before, maybe your image will be tarnished because you are breaking free from the things that hold you. I think about, you know, those letters that were sent by the Vatican to those queens because they chose to have a relationship with somebody who was out of their religion, out of their country, and out of their social class. Overthinking, hidden in plain sight. I think you know what you want to do. Or playfulness. I think that as a collective, we know where we're meant to go. It's just having the courage to do it. Remain calm at this time. True love. True love is following your North Node, where you are meant to be in this lifetime. Let's have a look here. This is my Moon Oracle deck. Let's see. I'll do that one. Balsamic Moon, the healing hour. Capricorn, full moon in Capricorn. Get ready, the finish line of a tough ride is in sight. Now, I'm going to find out what angel is guiding us as a collective. Thank you. New beginnings and isn't that beautiful? Number 1, Vahua, new beginnings and bestows wisdom. Why can't I get that out? Maybe you're having trouble speaking your truth. 67, Eal, truth. And you are protected. 24, general protection. If you are moving towards if you are removing the distortion and you are moving towards what collectively or individually you know is the right thing to do in order to stop this separation, this Spanish Inquisition of all these different parties. If you are moving closer to unity, you are protected. Number 19, fulfillment, wisdom, and divine blessings. Number 19 is the sun, so it's illumination, but 19 in lots of angel decks is actually the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is a soulmate, or it's soulmates. So it may be a soul family, a group of people that you have found in your journey to enlightenment when you've removed that distortion, that you know align with where you are headed. The Aries is the North Node, where you are headed in this lifetime. So I'm going to get some Scrabble tiles. Could be your initials or something to do with this collective energy. Let's just see what comes out. Let's take those. Okay, so we've got an O, an S and a 1. A G and a 2, for me that's God. A J and an 8, Jerusalem. A U and a 1. A V and a 4. A H and a 4. VHS, that's that old, you know, like when I was saying I was learning through encyclopedias, we were doing our assignments by reading encyclopedias. I mean, I think, you know, kids these days don't even have an understanding. You know, you would literally write out your assignment in draft form and, you know, from these encyclopedias that you got. And then once you'd written out the draft form, you'd correct it. And then you'd basically go in and you'd write your final copy. And God forbid you made a mistake in it. I mean, that's the time of, you know, VHS, where you literally got to the end of a movie and then you had to press the rewind button on the video player. Y and a 4. R and a 1, D and a 2, all living under the same God, the Spanish Inquisition. They were all Abrahamic faiths. M and a 3. M3 is a highway near where I live. So if you think of the highway, the road that you are going on, and a B and a 3. Okay, that is what I have for you with this reading. I hope that this reading gave you some messages that you needed to hear, gave you some clarity. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to be notified of future readings, please hit the notification bell. If you are interested in any of my tarot or oracle decks, the links to those can be found in the description box. Wish you a lovely rest of the day, and I will see you again in another reading.